Isreal Adesanya delivered a powerful liver shot to fitness influencer Sam McCarthy, sending shockwaves through his body, but luckily causing no serious injury. Despite the painful experience, McCarthy remains in one piece.
You consent to being body shotted. I consent. Okay, cool. How do you think he's going to take it? Bro. Oh my god. Oh. That was solid. Actually, I felt it like the energy travel.
Yeah, wearing some good.
Yeah. I know that well.
I'll take it, right?
Okay.
Thank you, bro. I've never thanked someone for punching me.
Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. Dana White has mentioned that the UFC might consider other options if the Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall fight doesn't materialize.
Sport, the Tom Aspinall-Jon Jones situation. Firstly, are you still confident we get that fight this year?
Yeah, there's no situation. It's the biggest fight that we can make. And, you know, I know the fans like to mess with Jon or whatever. Jon Jones isn't afraid of anybody. And Jon Jones will fight anybody. It's just a matter of getting the fight done now. That's our job.
Do you still, though, obviously, negotiations take time, completely understand. Do you still have a thing in your mind, like, right, like maybe by July or something, if Jon's not committed, we kind of have to look at maybe stripping him and letting Aspinall move on?
100%. Listen, if we don't get the fight done, we move on and we make another fight.
Paddy Pimblett revealed he didn't release his choke on Dennis Frimpong during a gym fight because he wasn't sure if Frimpong would honor tapping out.
Video that everyone's talking about. Seen a lot of people giving me shit for keeping hold of the choke. I'm gonna give you the full story now, and then I'm never gonna speak about it ever again. Like, I didn't even want to put this on the vlog. All people from their gym were videoing it and put it all over TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. You know, the whole world knows about it now, so I'm gonna have to talk about it. He was bullying two of the lads who come to my gym, Jake and George, who were like my little brothers, train with them every day. I had something against them just for that anyway, as you all know. I don't like bullies. Then when he fought George in the final of the comp, he was saying mad stuff to George, saying your grandma's gonna go to hell, well, in hell, because his grandma's dead.
I just described his grandmother as a transvestite.
So he's insulting your granddad / grandma.
Well, you can only see him on tomorrow.
Well, I was not sure.
All that stuff rubbed me up the wrong way, and then George beat him up for 4 rounds and subbed him in the 4th. That's always been there in the back of my mind, annoying me, that Dennis was saying all stuff like that. But he joined Manchester top team. A year went by or something like that. We had a fight just before Christmas. Literally he fought someone that he just pulled off the street. The kid was about 6 stone soaking wet. Dennis won by TKO, started celebrating like he just beat Islam Makhachev. My S&T coach Paul Reed, who's like my uncle, know what I mean, he commented on it saying this is embarrassing, and Dennis put back to him, you stick to S&T, old man, leave the fighters to fight. That was it, you know what I mean? I went at him, I couldn't help it. We kept going back and forth. I ended up saying, come on, let's get a spar on, let's do it. At first I was saying a neutral gym, and he was saying no, so I just said, sound, I'll come to your gym. I offered to go down there on New Year's Eve. I said to him as well, lad, I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks, so let's do it before I go on holiday. And he said no. First day I'm on holiday, I flew on the 1st of Jan. On the 2nd of Jan, he puts a video up talking shit. While I'm sitting by the pool, I just look at my phone and go, oh my God, you knew I was going on holiday for 2 weeks, and then you put this video up for some followers. And obviously I was saying, don't worry lad, I'm gonna come down. I said, I get home on Thursday the 16th, get home that morning, I'll come to your gym the Saturday morning the 18th. I see him, Dennis, commenting back to a lot of people saying, Paddy won't come, he hasn't got the balls, this and that. When I got home Friday morning, he messaged them saying, what's happening, what time tomorrow? He messaged Ellis back saying, it's not happening, got a fight coming up, I can't risk getting injured, blah blah. I spoke to one of his teammates who said, Pad, we're not happy that he's not doing it, we're gonna speak to him. And then 3 minutes after I got that message back off a fighter from Manny top team, Dennis messaged me back saying, get down tomorrow 12. And we both agreed, we don't stop until someone's unconscious. Taps don't count, quitting to strikes doesn't count. We just go until someone's out cold. Got up, drove to Manchester top team. We was in and out within 15 minutes. Walked in the middle, said let's do this. To be honest, I think he'd give me the choke. He stuck his neck out to give me the choke because he didn't want to get flattened out and ground and pounded until he was unconscious. But I took the choke, and as we all know, if you get choked unconscious, you just wake back up. A lot of people saying I've got no honour, I've got no this, I've got no that. I've seen Dennis say in an interview since, if I would have knocked him unconscious, I would have jumped on him and landed a few more strikes. All's fair in love and war. I stood back up and went to the corner and just said, come here, let's go again from the feet. You said you wanted to strike, let's go again from the feet. And Dennis come over and said, no, I'm done, I don't want to go again. And then we shook hands like men.
Ex-UFC title challenger John Fitch shared his thoughts on the role of managers in MMA, calling them pointless, and stating that they primarily work for promoters like Dana White. He argues that fighters need to be aware that managers often don't have their best interests at heart.
In MMA, yeah, it's kind of pointless to have a manager. They don't do anything for you. They just take a cut of your money. They work for the promotion. They do not have any responsibility to you. They'll argue that they have a responsibility for the other 200 athletes they represent, so they can't piss off the boss. In a free market, there is a good reason for having a manager. So you need somebody who can negotiate with the promoter, somebody who has experience reading contracts. So it does help in a free market system, but MMA is not a free market system. It's not a free market system at all.
Conor McGregor launched into a profanity-filled racist rant against KHABIB Nurmagomedov on social media, using several offensive slurs. This outburst comes after reiterating past tensions, with McGregor once saying, "KHABIB scurried away from the sport." Aljamain Sterling has replaced MERAB as a coach on a Russian reality TV series similar to The Ultimate Fighter, alongside Petr Yan. The change comes after Dvalishvili couldn't participate, though the reason wasn't disclosed. Sterling and Yan, who have faced off in the octagon twice before, confirmed the coaching switch on social media. CHAEL Sonnen is urging the UFC to book a fight between Bryce Mitchell and an Israeli fighter after Mitchell praised Adolf Hitler. Sonnen emphasized, "Make it happen." Jamal Pogues is extremely unhappy with his split decision loss to Hamdi Abdelwahab at UFC Saudi Arabia, believing he was robbed, despite one judge scoring at 30-27 in his favor. According to UFC stats, Pogues landed more significant strikes in all 3 rounds, and now he plans to file a formal complaint to have the decision overturned. Pogues expressed his frustration saying, "Everybody in the world saw me win that fucking fight."
Look, I want to let everybody know, thank you for the love, support. We know we got robbed. It's not really much to say, man, when you fight in people's fucking country and shit, they go pick the hometown guy. I know I won 2 and 3. Other than that, man, I really don't know what's next. We'll see what the UFC do, if they re-sign me or not. If not, man, I appreciate everything about this journey, man, and fuck, man, I just go back home, heal up, and just hang out with my family, man, and we'll see where God takes me next. But I know I won the fucking fight. We about to get this shit overturned, man. I'm going to the commission. Fuck that shit. Everybody in the world saw me win that fucking fight, man. I don't know what to say. I don't give a fuck when nobody say fuck Hamdi and anybody else that went against me, because I know I won that fucking fight.
The MMA community reacts to Isreal Adesanya getting knocked out at UFC Saudi Arabia.
He was special.
That's all for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more MMA content. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on the screen to get caught up.